We're back! Welcome back? What do you mean by, I didn't show you this one being made? Yeah, we came back Saturday. We're currently Monday. And I decided, while being very tired, that I would just spin and see how much I can do within a day. And turns out it's 151 meter. Let's put it there. 151 meter of spun yarn in a day. And yeah, it was a quiet day yesterday. My boyfriend was knitting on the couch, playing his little games on his cell phone. And we were watching TV all day, which was a very different thing than everything we did in the last week. It was a very fun holiday. I think it was my best road trip ever. We drove over 3,000 kilometers, which is a lot. And we visited a whole bunch of cool places. So much VM in this. I love how this fleece turned out, but I'm also very... I also can't wait to spin something else. Something that is not full of VM. So, what did we do during our holiday? Well, first of all, we went to... Oh my god, so much VM. So, first of all, we went to Saint-Jean-Port-Joli, which is a little town, a little cute little town. And over there, there's a museum. And it's called, in French, it's Le Musée de la Mémoire Vivante, which would translate to the Living Memory Museum. And in that museum, it's anyone can go there and talk. Some people are gonna interview you and they're gonna record you talking. You can bring some pictures, some videos of important stuff in your life. And then whenever they create expositions, I guess it would be called, they will use pieces of what you talked about in those. So right now, the expositions were about, well, it's in like an old manor. So it's like the owner of that, wow, what would it be in English? Because when the settlers came, the land was divided in lordships-ish? In French, it's la seigneurie. So it was separated in like small parish of like, there was a lord of it, and then he was taking care of getting taxes for the king and stuff like that, making sure that the land was being used, trees were being ripped out, farms were established, and we're not gonna go into the stolen lands part of it, but yeah. So one of the exposition was about the guy in charge of the one where the museum is. And it talks about the First Nations a little bit. There's like some tidbits about how this lord was letting the First Nation people inside the manor like they were regular people, which is a horrible thing to say. And he had a good relationship with them. But of course, that's from the Lord's point of view, so it might not have been the case, like everything. And yeah, the other showings were about in around the 70s, 80s. There was music box would be the best translation for this. It's like pop-up music events, which could be anywhere. So one of them was about that, and so there was a whole bunch of people that were teenagers through those years, and they were explaining how they were feeling about it, and how fun it was to discover new artists that way and stuff like that. And then there was one about the history of orchards in French Canada, in La Nouvelle-France. And that was also very, very interesting, like tracing back the roots of the fruits and stuff like that, and which one were bred here, which ones were imported from Europe, because of course there were no apples, no pears over here before the settlers came. So it was the entire history of that, which was really cool. But the highlight of that museum is my grandma is in there. She recorded her entire life story in there, which was very touching because she died in 2017. So it was fun to hear her voice again, hear about her life story, stuff that I never heard about. Because she comes from the North Coast, and she grew up somewhere where there was no road at all. So it was all like, they were taking boats to go back to Quebec City from there. And it was really very interesting. And my boyfriend really enjoyed meeting her, quote unquote. And then we went to visit the gardens around the museum. And yes, of course, I did spin a bit over there. My goal was to spin everywhere we went, but of course it took about 2 days, and then I started forgetting my spindle in the car. And then after that, we drove a little bit further out. I have some friends living over there, so we stayed for the night, and we played Mario Kart. It was fun seeing them. I think I haven't seen them in like 3-4 years, something like that. But it's always fun to see them again. And we went hiking quite a lot. And the biggest hike was shortly after we went to visit my friends. We went to climb Mont Albert in the Gaspésie National Park, or Provincial Park? Provincial Park, I think. Because we have like national and provincial parks here, which are not ruled the same. So I don't remember which one it is, but editor me will probably point it out on the screen. And that hike was probably the most beautiful hike I've ever done in my life. The hike up was, like, it was beautiful. It was very beautiful, but like it looked like any mountain hike I did. And but at the top, it was the most insane part. You suddenly come out of the trees and you end up in like a, thank you, motorcycle. You get out of the trees and you end up in a tundra, a plain. It's just like the top of the mountain. There's nothing growing there except some cute little flowers and some grass. And there's a a flock, a group of caribou living over there. I think they're called reindeers in English. They're like the one with the fluffy antlers, with the beard and the fluffy antlers. They're super cute, but we didn't see any. And then at the very end of the plain, you end up at the side of a cliff, and it's just like rocks everywhere. It's very, very epic. And we did find some snow over there. Middle of July, during a heat wave, there was patches of snow on the mountain, which was really cool to see. But I have beef with that trail, because the trail at the bottom says that it's 17 kilometers. And at the very top of the mountain, because we were using a tracking app for workouts to see how many steps and like calories that we burn, because my boyfriend is working out a lot for a triathlon, so we were tracking the workout of the hike. And yeah, at the top of the mountain, everything was on track. It says like it's 6 kilometers up and then like about 5 to cross across the mountain, or no, it's 6 to go up and maybe 2 across the top. Something like that. It's a very low number. You end up at like 7-ish, 8-ish kilometer at the side of the cliff. And at that point, everything was on track with what the boards were saying. But then the way down, there's a board saying there's 10 kilometers to go back to the parking lot. And so we're like, oh, fine, like we already did that in like, what, 2 hours maybe, something like that? Or no, it was like maybe an hour and a half at that point. It wasn't that long. Anyway, it wasn't that long, so we were like, oh, fine, like we'll go down that trail because it's also written, it's the longest path, it's the like hardest path there is. So we're like, we got here, let's do the other side. So we did the other side. And then the discrepancies started happening. Discrepancies? What we were feeling and living was not what was written. At some point, we walked for like maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that. And we were like, oh yeah, we're making progress, and like, I'm sure we're gonna hit the parking lot soon. And then the board saying the kilometer said we did like 100 meters. And I don't know about you, but it doesn't take me 45 minutes to walk 100 meters. It's not that long of a distance. It sounds like a lot, but it's not that long of a distance. And it started doing that over and over and over again. At some point they were like, oh yeah, the parking lot is like in a kilometer, and it took us like probably an hour to get to the parking lot. And then we looked at the tracking app at the very end when we hit the parking lot, and it said that we did 25 kilometers, which was a bit more than 17. So yeah, the only beef, like the hike is really beautiful. Yes, the way down is hard because you go down like, it looks like a crater. It looks like you're on Mars. Basically, everything is like a reddish tint, and you're just like climbing up and down rocks, basically all the way down. Very, very pretty, but we were getting demotivated by seeing how little we were walking, and slowly going crazy, like, hey, that's way more than 100 meter. Hey, that's way more than 200 meter. So it was harder mentally, I'd say, because of those signs that were not saying the proper amount of kilometers that we had. But anyway, most beautiful hike we've ever done. We are very proud of being able to have done it. And of course, I spawned at the top of the mountain. I did hike up with my spindle all the way up. I decided to enjoy the sun a little bit, change scenery. And yeah, after that, that was pretty much the most hike that we did, the bigger hike that we did. We did go up the Pic Champlain, which is near Saint-Jean-Port-Joli as well. Well, near. It's closer to Trois Pistoles, I think. Getting closer to Rimouski. So we went up that hike. It's a 6-kilometer hike. It took an hour about. And yes, of course, I did spin at the top with the beautiful St. Lawrence River behind us. And then we crossed over to the other side. We went to, we slept in a camping right after Mont-Albert. That was on the side of the Baie des Chaleurs, the Bay of Heat. That's a horrible name. And from there we went to New Brunswick. We spent a day on the side of the Baie des Chaleurs, on the beach. My boyfriend was reading his book and I was knitting. I didn't take any video of me knitting, but I did take a video of a bird fishing. It was really cute because you could see all the little like fish poking out, and then the bird would come out. That was really cool. And then we went to New Brunswick. We started by going to, first stop we did was Caraquette, I think, which is like how'd you call that? the main area of the Acadian people. Very cool. Very cool spot. We went to Pakemush for a camping, which was a very like loud family camping. There was a lot of kids. It's probably cool for like families, but for two people that were trying to relax, it wasn't as fun. But it was a very nice camping with very cool accommodations everywhere. There was even like a water park. So if you have kids, go there. It's worth it for that. And then we went to the Acadian Historical Village, which is an open air museum. They moved or recreated houses. I am very not sure about which of the two, because they kept saying like, oh, this house is from this area and this house is from this other area. So I don't know if they like recreated exactly a copy of that house or not. But what was really cool is all of the house were like habitated by actors playing the different characters. And the museum starts right after the Acadian deportation. So like the first house is from a single man living alone, hiding from the English troops. And then all of them are also cooking with like ingredient from the time and the means, because there's some richer house, some poorer house. So it was really cool to like smell the smells and talk with people. I didn't film much, I should have, because it was an amazing place. If ever you go to New Brunswick, you need to stop over there if you're any kind of history nerd, because I don't know anything, I'm just interested. But yeah, there was like the house of the spinstress. So like the family was processing the yarn. So like the girl was at the table with some cards and she was just carding wool. And I was talking with her because like she was really good at carding and I was jealous. So I started talking with her. And then we talked about natural dyeing, because they also have a spot outside that they sometimes do. And they grow their own dye and stuff. It's a really interesting place. And then some spinning wheels that I've never seen, which has the flyer, instead of like being inside the maiden, it's outside of the maidens. At first I was like, oh, that's not right. And then I saw a second one and then the third one, all the same kind of like how flyer assembly, I guess you could call it. And then I saw the spinstress using it. So I was like, oh, well, it works, so it must have been the design. So it was really interesting. And of course, there was two little sheeps outside in the pen, so we had to go pet them. And they were jealous of one another. I would pet one and the other one would just come close and be like, bah, bah, pet me, pet me. It was a really cool place. And then the more you go in the years, the more like the fireplace becomes a hearth, becomes then a stove, and then the stove evolves into like what resembles almost like those beautiful enameled stoves. So yeah, it's really worth it. Go if you have time. We did it quite quickly and it took us 3 hours to go through the entire village. So there's a lot of stuff to see. The map says there's like 40 houses, but I don't know if they count like the barn, because there's a bunch of barns and like not all of them are just one house. A lot of them are like the house and the barn and the hayloft and so I don't know if they count all of those as houses, but it was really cool. A really fun museum. And then we drove all the way down to Moncton to go see Hopewell Rock. But before going there, we charged the car, because we did the entire trip in an electric car. So we did have to charge a car because we have a range of like 4 to 500 kilometers, basically. And so we charged the car, and close to the charging space was 3 bag full, a yarn shop, a very beautiful yarn shop. I didn't expect it was that big, but there's like rooms after rooms after rooms. It felt like the TARDIS in Doctor Who. It looks very small from the outside, and then you go in and you're like, oh my God, how does all of those rooms fit in this small this small shop? And of course we got there and it was knitting night, but we couldn't stay because we had like a 45 minutes stop on the charging station. So we bought a whole bunch of stuff that I'll show you at the end of this video with my entire haul of the entire trip. And yeah, we then visited Hopewell Rock, which is probably the most beautiful natural formation that I've ever seen. It's worth the hype. We were lucky to go at low tide. Some of my friends were also in the area in the same week, and they didn't manage to get there during low tide because the rock has, well, the space has a 14-meter tidal range. And so if you go at high tide, you can actually go kayaking on it. And if you go at low tide, you can walk on the seafloor, which is just a whole bunch of sandstone and then the huge rock formation everywhere. It's epic. But yeah, amazing place. That spot though, I forgot my spindle in the car in the parking lot, and there's a bit of a hike to get there, so I didn't go back to fetch it. But oh well, at least I have some videos and some pictures of the place. And then from there we had our longest. I hope it's interesting. We had our longest travel time. We went from Hopewell Rock to Rivière-du-Loup. A 600-something kilometer drive. But before getting back to Quebec, we stopped near Fredericton and we went to Briggs & Little Fiber Mill, which is a Canadian fiber mill. I know that there's a lady that grows sheep's wool over here, and she ships her wool over there for spinning. So it's yeah, it's one of the last few mills, sadly. But it's a really cool place. The prices are surprisingly affordable, very surprisingly affordable. More on that at the end of the video during the haul part. But yeah, I did buy a lot. And then from there we did our last stop. We went to Tadoussac. We took the ferry early in the morning. We almost didn't get on because we were only an hour and a half early to the ferry and should have been there 2 hours early. But we made it. We went to Tadoussac. We saw some beautiful whales, some belugas. We didn't see any seals though, but it was really cool. And at some point, because it's very close. Well, it's at the fjord of the Saguenay River, or whatever it's called. So it's the start of Saguenay, which is the capital of the blueberry. So the entire area has wild blueberry everywhere. So I kept seeing like little blueberries because it's blueberry season as well. So I kept picking some, and my boyfriend was like, "Hey, we're here for whale watching, not blueberry watching." And I even have a video where I was filming the blueberry, and like behind me was the huge expanse of the bay with whales in it. It was an amazing trip. And then from there we drove all the way back home on almost one charge, which is very surprising because it's like a 5-hour drive. So we charged to 85%, and then we charged again closer to home because we were not gonna make it. Well, it said that we were gonna make it on like 3%, but we didn't want to chance it because we live in the mountains. So that uses a lot more battery than the car thinks. So we didn't want to have an emergency in the mountains and have to call the towing. So yeah, that was my entire trip. A beautiful week. Well, change of project apparently, because my Canadian production wheel started having some issues with the crankshaft. The middle part of the wheel, the wheel hub thingy, the spot that was loose before, started giving way again. So I do not want to take any chance to break it. So I took out my treadie, and we're gonna empty the bobbin first and then continue our spin on it. Good morning. Let me take a sip. So, did I think yesterday that I could empty out my bobbin and then spin an entire skein in the same day? Of course I didn't think that. That's why I totally filmed everything. Yeah, so I didn't film the last bit of, well, I didn't film the last skein that I spun. Also, it's early morning, so I'm half asleep still. I'm having my coffee and talking to you. And I decided, why not finish this video by applying what I spun up during my vacation on my spindle. And while I do that, let's talk about something crazy that just happened. My channel is now monetized. Yeah, it is. It just happened a few hours ago, and I just set up the, well, it's not from ad views, it's still from like membership and super likes. So it's not monetized, but it's a great step forward, I guess. So I set up the monetization this morning, right before I got up outside with you, trying to do this plying bracelet. So I decided to create memberships. And those memberships are gonna be, like in each videos, I will put up your name at the end of the video. And a special thank you to you. And where was I going? Okay, there we go. So that's the first perk. I'm gonna set up some emojis that I still have to create. And because I'm not using AI, I will make them myself or with the help of one of my friends that is a designer. And you're gonna have a badge to show that you are a special person. The name of the membership is called the Floof Enablers, so you'll be a special enabler. Because of course you all know that even if I said I'm gonna put that money in the savings account, that money is going straight back into yarn and floof, which would be expected. And for special perks, I thought to give you some progress pictures and post for members only. So every time I have something to show, basically, there's gonna be pictures of either my project, my garden, or Tommy, of course, because Tommy is a good boy and everyone loves him, I hope. And each month I'm gonna have a crafting together, a Zoom call, basically, that all members will be able to get in and, oh my god, this is way too tight. There we go. So it's gonna be a members craft together. We'll set up a time that works for everyone. I'll put up a poll probably every month to make sure that we make it at a time that works for everyone. And because I know a bunch of people are from all over the world, so not everyone is on the same time zone. So yeah, a little craft together like we have in our local yarn shops. If you don't have one, that would be a great place to just knit, crochet, sew, bake, whatever your craft is, and just get together and talk for a little while. So let me know what you think about that. That's my idea for memberships on my channel. Right now it's through the YouTube program, so it should be pretty easy. You should just see it at the bottom of this video. I'm not entirely sure how it works, but you should be able to see it and easily interact with it, I guess. And why am I not making merch? Because I don't really believe in fast fashion or like, I don't know if you could call it meme fashion or something. Like, I don't want to create stuff that people will throw away, because that's not sustainable. So there's not gonna be any merch. If I do create my own patterns though, that would go into like a store or like member discount or something like that, but I'm not there yet. But yeah, no merch. That's not too bad. It's a lot more floof than I thought I spun up. It's very warm on my wrist. It's also probably like 28 degrees right now outside. There we go. Off to the races. Look at this tiny noodle! So this is everything I spun during my vacation on my spindle. It turned out to be 33 meters, which is surprising. I thought I spun a lot less than that, but still, yay, vacation noodle. And this is the skein I spun when I came back, and this is the one that I emptied the bobbin for. So what I'm slowly realizing is out of those three, you've only seen me spin this one. Oh well, I hope you enjoyed this video. And of course, I cannot forget my haul for my vacation. So first of all, at 3 bags full, I got these 2 tiny skeins, which are sock yarn, which makes these, it's a self-striping yarn, and it makes this little pattern. So there's 2 because the 2 socks are gonna be identical. So can't wait for this. And then these two are, I'm not entirely sure what breed, but it's wool, pure wool. And it was naturally dyed. This one doesn't have a label, but this one says that it was dyed with goldenrod, which is a really beautiful color, and we'll have to try to make the same color. So that was in Moncton at 3 bags full. And then we went to Briggs & Little, like I said before, and there was a sale. So of course, I was in control of my spending, of course. And this is why I probably have 2 sweaters worth of yarn. This is all pure wool as well. Breed, I don't know which one. And the lady didn't know either, because they make their own yarn with like the wool that people bring them. So people will bring them wool and exchange it for yarn. So they have wool, but unspecified breed. And then, of course, it's a mill, so I needed carded floof, and I couldn't just bring 1 pound of floof, so that's a kilo. A kilo of carded wool. So yeah, a few projects in mind. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and this is my before last. So there's gonna be one last video of Tour de Fleece, because I'm still on vacation, so I have time to spin. Yay! And my goal for next week's video will be to make a chunker on my traddy. So yeah, since I'm gonna be using big bobbins, I want to fill them up. I want to go into bobbin chicken territory on plying, which means hopefully we'll have like a 300 meters plus skein, crossing our fingers. And yeah, so that's it for me for this week. If ever you're interested becoming a floof enabler, please look below this video. I think it will be. You should see the join button for the members area. I'm not entirely sure how it works because I've never used it, but it should be there. It should be there. And yeah, this video is coming out in like 2 hours, so now I need to edit and publish this video. Whoops. And if you like this video, you can also check out other spinning videos right here, I think, or here, but I think it's there. And as for me, I will see you next time. Bye bye.